I think it's time we get on to our first book. All Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, apologies to all our French viewers, wants to do is to be a pilot. But flying is a dangerous dream and one that sets him at odds with his aristocratic background and the woman he loves. In the midst of his adventures, Antoine also begins to weave a children's story that is destined to touch the lives of millions of readers around the world. A story called The Little Prince. Fame and fortune may have finally found Antoine, but as the shadow of war begins to threaten Europe, he's left to wonder whether his greatest adventure is yet to come. It is The Prince of the Skies by Antonio Iturbe. Well, Jamie, tell us about it.
Well, it just kind of opens up in the 1919, just after the First World War, and it's about these three aviators who've kind of been flying in the First World War. But like, these are planes like 1919, you can imagine, is like a can with wings. It's the most dangerous thing they're doing. So they start working in civil aviation, and it's their adventures kind of firstly conquering France in these planes, and then moving on to like traveling, getting posts from like Paris to Spain, and then on to Northern Africa, in record times. And they're literally, there's crashes all the time. Their lives are so dangerous. And I don't know where find these people, how they're mad. They're actually mad. You're reading it going, you're going to fly over the Andes in this thing. Like, it's a bucket, and it's kind of large scale, it's continent to continent, and it's a very exciting read. And I suppose the main character, Antoine, who is based on the writer, he's sort of amazing at aviation, but he is desperate in love. Like, he just picks the wrong awful people all the time who treat him terribly.
I'm interested. Okay, tell me more. Is there kissing?
There is kissing.
Okay, I love it with kissing.
But there's a lot of fighting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like, he firstly falls in love with this French woman who's kind of out of his league, but she eventually agrees to kind of be engaged to him, and then kind of warms off, and then he's like writing these love letters to her for years. It kind of reminds me of my days, going, oh, those times you send a text to somebody and you shouldn't. And then later on, he has a very sort of stormy relationship with this woman called Consuelo.
I love the
and she's everything you'd expect a sort of fiery Consuelo to be. So you kind of realise as he's going to these different countries, he's meeting people with different viewpoints and different philosophies on life, and gradually the book is forming in his mind over the course of the other book that we're actually reading. So it's a beautiful book. It's total adventure, and anyone who just wants to like get out of Ireland, because we've all been in Ireland for like 2 years, and just wants to experience kind of the Wild West of early aviation.
Well, that's what I was wondering, because I guess the year we've had, we're only just kind of getting back into flying now in recent months. So you were talking about there's a lot of crashes in it. So were you kind of like reading it going, I haven't gotten on a plane in like 18 months and now I'm reading this book?
Well, the danger actually was Wikipedia now. So because these are all real people in their lives, I was going, oh, God, but like just not, because it's a long book. So I was like halfway through it going, well, I see how this ends, kind of a thing. Because there's a lot of people around them who are dropping like flies, So this guy, Jean, who's one of the main characters in it, he's one of Antoine's friends, who's like 6'3", he's a ladies' man, he's twice as much as everyone else, and he'll go up in anything and fly over anywhere. And he's the first person to fly over the Andes in this plane that falls apart. And it falls apart in the Andes, and he straps the plane together with like pieces of leather and rope and flies out of it, and back and survives. But that's actually happened. That's part, and I think he won a major award in France for what he'd done. But he's very bit of a heartthrob, he's a bit of a leading man.
You're sucking me in with all that. I'm like, I like
there's a lot of testosterone in it, yeah. You definitely get the sense that these are, alpha men going for it, So it's a great read.
It's when you talk about, I suppose, there's Consuela as well, and the love story. And then I guess now we can say that, it's a lot easier to fly these days, and, it's a little less risky.
No, definitely. Like, I will never worry about like a little bit of turbulence on my Aer Lingus flight to Malaga or whatever. This is like flying in a tin with a plank of wood across the back of it,
Well, it's an absolutely incredible book. Fine-sized book as well. So I'd say you took some time reading this one.
Yeah, it's a great read.